Hey everyone, welcome. Today I have the ultimate nail polish D-stash to share with you. I went through my whole 700 to 800 plus nail polish collection and D-stashed over 100 polishes. Some of them have already sold, unfortunately. I did list all of these polishes for your shopping pleasure. As I promised, there will be a shoppable link as well as my referral link, which will give you $10 to use on your first purchase if you are new to Mercari. It is a resale app kind of like eBay, and it's a really great one. I love to shop for polishes and other things there, but there is 86 polishes that I'll be sharing in this video that are shoppable, and I also have probably another 60 polishes here, which I will be holding on to and not sharing yet because these I'll be saving for future giveaways. So definitely stay tuned for those. But this is going to be a pretty long video. I don't want to keep you here with the intro. Let me just show you these polishes. So jumping right on in here, this first one is a backup bottle. And not only is it a backup, it's a backup on a berry tone, which is a shade that I don't really wear much of, so I can't really justify having a backup. This one is Berry Blessed by Revlon. I really love this line. It is a one coat line for most of the polishes, and yeah, I just really enjoy these, but I don't need a backup of this one. Same with this next one, which another nice tone. It's just not one that I wear often, in that like maroon tone. This one is called So Shady, and it is another Revlon one coat Ultra HD snap polish. This next one is another backup. This one is a China Glaze. It is a kind of metallic orangey polish with a scattered micro hollow, and this one is called Pathological Liar Liar. A really pretty one, and I definitely pull this one a lot in fall. This next one is a Mojo X Cosmetics. This is a indie polish, a brand I don't really know much about. This polish came in a swag bag from my first Polish and Beauty Expo. This one is in the shade Hypnotize, and it is a really sparkly purple polish. It almost looks like a little silver smattering inside of there. Really a pretty polish. It's just not a tone of purple that I ever really pull for, but it is a pretty polish though. This next one I actually bought because it was similar to a polish that I lost in my first polish collection, and this one is like a metallic green polish, and this one is the Maybelline Fast Gel in the shade Jaded Jade. A really pretty polish, but this one has kind of a streaky formula, one that's more of a pearly finish rather than a metallic finish, and that's not really my favorite, so I'm getting rid of this one. The next one is kind of in the same shade range. It's like a minty green polish, but this one does have like a golden glitter smattering through it. It's kind of like a shimmery polish. And this one is a sugar shimmer polish. So this is a textured nail polish, and I don't really do textured nail polishes. I did get this one in a D-stash of many polishes. So yeah, this one is just one that I won't ever use. But if it was a plain cream without the texture, I probably would definitely keep it. It's a really pretty tone, and I love that glitter in there. This next one's a super pretty crystal knockout polish. This is an indie polish from a brand that I do really enjoy. This one is Walk on the Stars, and this one is a multi-chromatic shifty type of polish. It goes from like a blue into a purple, and it does have a large amount of hollow flake in there, so those are also super pretty. I just have so many blue to purple and blue to green in that deep tone of multi-chrome polishes. I can let this one go. This next one is another China Glaze. This one is like a golden polish. It is like a perfect gold metallic polish. I just have so many metallic polishes. That is another part of my collection that I've really had to look at and let go of a lot. This one is Truth is Gold by China Glaze. This next one is a stunningly vampy polish. Oh my gosh. It's so deep and sultry. It's so beautiful. It's like a metallic maroon or a really shimmery looking maroon type of polish. Really hard to describe it, but it is so gorgeous. This one is a Nicole by OPI. This one was from the Carrie Underwood collab. And this one is Backstage Pass. This one I haven't really been able to find, but it is really pretty. And unfortunately, it's in that kind of darker category that I just don't pull for anymore. This next one is another gold polish. This one's one of those LA Colors polishes, and this one is the Bright Side polish. Definitely a really nice golden tone. Super shiny in the light. Really crazy how much the light wants to bounce off of this one. It is a really nice one though. Again, I have so many metallic polishes. I really need to let some of them go. Really nice formula on this one. It is tough to let them go sometimes, but yeah, I just have so many golden polishes and I really don't wear a lot of gold. And as you can see, this one turns my hands bright red. It just doesn't look that great on my skin tone, unfortunately. Same with this next one, which is really a bummer. This is a Bee's Knees lacquer. It is absolutely gorgeous with those flakies and the reflective glitters. Being in that darker jelly base, those reflectives just shimmer and shine all the time. But when you turn on your flash, you really get that really pretty sparkle show. So yeah, just a really beautiful polish. I did get to wear this one once. I just didn't love the way that it looked on me. So yeah, I've got to give this one up. And I know somebody will give it a good home. This one is I Believe I'm Powerful, Therefore I Am. This next one is a super bright orange polish. These Broadway Nails polishes don't seem to have names on them, but this one also came from a mystery DESTASH, and I think this one's just a little too sheer for me, but it is a beautiful tone. I've got another Revlon Ultra HD Snap. I love these polishes so much, and I grabbed backups on polishes that I was using a lot of when I first got these polishes, but I have so many polishes now, I don't need backups on pretty basic creams, I don't know. It's a really beautiful tone though, and I definitely love it. But this one is Get Real, which is exactly what I need to do when it comes to my collection. So this one can go. This next one's just a plain glow in the dark polish. I think this one is a sheer glow in the dark that you can put over anything to kind of give it that glow. This one is called Glowing by LA Colors. I don't ever use any of my glow polishes, so they need to go to a home that can love them. This next one is a really cool topper that I pulled for a lot in the beginning, but don't ever anymore. It's kind of a chunky metallic glitter with those bar hollow glitters. And this is only like half of a bottle, but this is Sally Hansen's Complete Manicure. And this one comes in the shade Over the Rain Blue. It is a cool one, but I don't know. I totally am not drawn to bars the way I used to be. So yeah, this one can go. This next one is a Linby Designs polish. It is a hollow polish, but it's also got this really pretty golden shimmer. Super pretty blue tone too. I just have a couple polishes that look really similar to this without the hollow, and I do have a linear hollow top coat, so I could probably dupe this or get a very similar look. Although at the beginning of my collection, this was such a stunning polish, and I still think it is. I just know that I have other stuff like it, so I'd like to pass it on to a home that maybe doesn't. But it does have a lot of hollow going on. It's just not showing itself. It's being very shy. Here you can see it a little bit. But really, it is just so pretty. This one is, again, kind of an older Linby Designs polish, but this one is called Y Metal. I've got another gold China glaze here. This one does have some scattered hollow in there, some micro hollow, and maybe this one looks better with the flash too. Again, really hard to see it, but there is a nice smattering of hollow in here. So this one is called Gold Mine Your Business, and I think this one might be a little bit sheer, but I do have a lot of gold polishes in my collection that I could probably dupe this as well. but it's definitely really, really pretty. Next up, I've got a Phoenix polish here. This is definitely one of my favorite indie brands, and this one just didn't look like the swatch picks. And not only that, I have two other polishes that are pretty similar, so I can definitely let this one go. It is really pretty. It's got this shimmer, and it's got a nice glitter mix as well. This one is called Delirium from the Endless collection. This next one is another metallic polish. This one is by Fresh Paint, and this is kind of like a blue silver, like a blue toned silver. And it's got this really nice micro blue shimmer in there too. I don't know, I really liked it in the bottle, and then once I got home, I just realized I really won't ever wear this. I have no idea why I bought this. So it went direct to the DESTASH, which never happens, but I bought a lot of these polishes that day, and I kind of just went with the whole collection kind of thing, and I did really like the way that it looked in the bottle. But the reality is I have so many friggin' metallics, and I don't wear a lot of them, and I don't know, this one kind of makes my skin go really pink too on top of it. So yeah, this one's got to go. This one is a Fresh Paint, and this one is Wholesome Content. So yeah, this one I believe is a top coat. This one could just be a clear polish, but this is NCLA's Gloss It. And yeah, it's just a clear polish and or top coat. I have a zillion top coats that I know and love, and I tried this one. It's not my favorite, so yeah, it can go. But I did throw it in a bundle. I do have a couple bundles posted on my page that have a few polishes for a little bit discounted price, but they do have the prices of them individually as well. A good example of that is like these two. These two Funky Fingers I have together in a duo. These are the only two that I actually just want to sell together. They are both like glow in the dark topper type polishes, and I have Here We Glow Again, and this one might be Get Your Glow On. I don't know. They are both posted together, and I did take a picture with another bottle with the label on. This one doesn't have the label, but I do have multiples of these two polishes, just these two polishes. But yeah, really beautiful toppers. This one has hearts, and this one has multi neon stars. So there you can kind of see the mixes. There are bars in both, but they're just really fun, funky toppers. I just think they kind of look like confetti glitters. So cute. And they are glow in the dark. This next one is a super gorgeous Danny Vianna polish. I'm so sad that this one didn't look the greatest on my skin. You can tell it does turn me pink. But I loved this one in the bottle. It's got those emerald glitters, which are those really twinkly ones you're seeing. And they've got those fiery flakies, which you can see here, those bright pink to orange kind of flakies. They do go into like a gold as well, and it's in this beautiful green base too. I just love this polish. It unfortunately just didn't work out for me, so I did wear a manicure out of this bottle, but this was a gift with purchase, so these are much harder to find polishes because they never were really on sale to begin with. But yeah, absolutely beautiful polish. I wish this one would have worked for me. It's so stunning. This one's by Danny Vianna, and this one is a gift with purchase. All of her gift with purchases have this Brindy name. Brindy just means freebie, so yeah. This next one is another Nicole by OPI. This one was from the Gumdrops line, which is a textured polish line. It is a super thick, beautiful black glitter polish. It's got those silver glitters in there, and boy, it is just so pretty. I am just not one for textured polishes, and I have another polish that's almost the same as this that doesn't have that texture, so I can let this one go. This one is a nice treat, and it is very pretty. Definitely really pretty. I've got a little yellow gold toned OPI mini here. Really nice buildable, like gold shimmery polish. Really cute, no name on this one. And there is only one other mini in this box, which is this OPI mini. It's just a red, no name
from the Infinite Shine 2 line. And I believe both of these are in a bundle as well. This next one is a Dollish polish. This is such a cute white Crelly. I love white Crelly polishes with rainbow glitters in there. This one has some metallic shards and some metallic little hex glitters and rainbowy colors as well. Unfortunately, I have noticed white Crellys with the shards in there, there's just something about it that I don't like on myself. Like in the bottle, I'm absolutely in love with, but when I put on myself, I just don't love anymore. So weird, but this is one of them. One of them already unfortunately did sell. It is kind of inevitable. I did have to list all of these polishes, and some of them did sell before I got a chance to get the video up. I did not show or mention any of the polishes that have already sold because I feel like that would be kind of pointless. The whole point was to have a shoppable DESTASH video, but this one definitely reminds me of another one that I got rid of for the same reason. And if you do end up checking out my shop, I'm sure you will see it there and you'll know exactly what one I'm talking about. But yeah, this one is absolutely beautiful and I wish it worked out for me, but it just doesn't. And this one is Put That Cookie Down Now. Loved this polish, but again, just not on myself. This next one is another Broadway Nails polish. Again, no name on these. I do really like this polish. I just have literally so many metallic-y looking baby blue polishes. Like that is just so 90s. It's so my era and I already have so many of them. So I'm trying to sell all of these Broadways together in a budget bundle, but again, you can break them down if you do want just single bottles. But yeah, this one really pretty. It's got that like pearly blue, metallic-y looking blue finish. I just don't need another one. This next one's a really fun and funky fresh paint. It's got these really large hollow glitters in there. And then it's got this like shimmery finish to it. I don't know. It's like got this pink shimmer in there. And it does shift into like a gold, but it's just really soft in like this peach nudie base. And this one is one of their cruelty-free vegan line polishes. I think they are doing that in the new formulas, but oh my gosh, the hollow is so live in this polish. I really, really love it. I just never wear peach polishes, honestly. And with the polishes that I have, I probably could put a similar shimmer on top of a peach polish with a hollow and get a really similar look. So I am going to let this one go, but it's definitely one of the more interesting ones as far as the fresh paints in my collection. It's a really cool one. This one is called Natural Beauty. Next up, I've got a Coloristicato polish. This is a beautiful sparkly blue polish, and it's got these little like flints of blue in there. Like they're shards, but they're small. They're like spiky shards. They're not the same as the metallic shards that I usually see. I don't know. They're very interesting looking little glitters. And this one is also a reflective with that gorgeous smattering of silver reflective glitters. But this one is also supposed to be a thermal polish. Now, this one did come in a mystery bag, so I'm not sure if the thermal is going inactive or if it's just supposed to be a super subtle shift. But this one was Perito Moreno, which is from Hella Handmade Creations, April 2022. This is definitely a really pretty polish, but this tone of blue, my skin is just unfortunately really picky with, so I've got to let this one go. I just don't see myself pulling for it much. This next one is a Pretty Woman polish. This one's definitely a really cool topper. It's just one that, again, I just don't ever pull for it. And this one doesn't have a name. It's part of, like, I guess their party line. They've got, like, this confetti looking top here. And this one is definitely party style. It's got the hollow, it's got teal glitters, and it's got those big hollows. So definitely a really fun one. This next one is another fun glitter topper. This one is a buildable topper. You can wear this one built up. This one is a China glaze from the Sesame Street collection, or one of them, I should say. This one is a Grouchy New Year, and oh my gosh, I just love this so much. I have used it as a topper once or twice before, never have built it up, but I don't know, I just don't pull for it like I used to. I think this one is one that I just like more in the bottle than I do on myself, and yeah, that's okay. So I'm gonna pass this one along. Same with the next one, these deep gemmy greens in like that foresty tone. I really like them in the bottle, but I never end up really liking them on myself. This one is Punk Rock from the Sally Hansen Hard as Nails collection. This is a multi-chrome polish. This goes from a green into a teal into a blue. And I believe this one is in a bundle, but again, they can be separated. If you do end up shopping and wanting things from multiple bundles, I'll be glad to break down bundles and make you your own special bundle. This next one is another Nicole by OPI, another beautiful silver metallic polish. This one is always a silver lining, and yeah, really pretty. I just need to thin out my metallics. This next one's just a nice red cream polish by NCLA called Rush Hour. I just have so many red creams, and I'm not really a red cream wearer, so that's another color that I really need to kind of thin out in my collection. Perfect example, here's a Revlon Ultra HD Snap that I actually had a backup of. So getting rid of my backup here, this one is Cherry on Top. I already have a bottle of this. I definitely don't need another one. I wear a bright red like this maybe once or twice a year. So yeah, this one can go. This next one is another backup. This is Jam Packed by Sally Hansen in the Extreme Wear line. This one is a really fun glitter mix. It's got a blue, a pink, and a micro glitter hex. So yeah, it's kind of fun, and since I wear a lot of blue and pink polishes, this one's definitely a nice one to top those, but I definitely don't need 2 bottles of it. I have so many other toppers that go well with pink and blue. I don't exclusively use this or anything, so I can definitely let go of a bottle. And next up, I have another Colores de Carol here. This is actually one that was on my In Search of list. I did end up getting it in a mystery. How lucky is that? And then I didn't end up loving it on me. Isn't that weird? It's kind of a yellow toned tan, or I don't know. It's kind of like a tannish white, but it just, look at how pink it draws my skin out. It just doesn't work out for me, but it does have these beautiful like pastel rainbow flakies in there, which beautifully encapsulate the inspiration for this polish, which is Rainbow Mountain. This is another one of their South American landmark polishes from Hella Handmade Creations, where the makers get to pick their own themes and run with it. So this one is from July 2022, from the same collection as Perito Moreno, that blue one I showed earlier. This next one is another fun and funky fresh paint. I love the shiftiness of this polish. It is a deep berry, like pinky red type of tone base though, so it's not a color I pull for a lot, but I really love this polish. I did keep a bottle of this for myself. This one is called Aurora, and that shift that is looking really blue and purple right now does go from blue to purple to pink to golden extreme angles, so it's definitely really fun, really pretty, and super different. This one is one Grandma and I both have, and I believe we both had backups of this one, but I am going to get rid of my backup on this one. I just don't need 2 bottles of it. Next up, I have a couple more LA Colors glow-in-the-dark polishes. I do have all 3 of these in a bundle together, but these 2 are Creature and Reaper. So there's a blue and a like charcoal. These do build up, but they can be put over polishes as well, just like the other one. This next one is a bright, fun, and funky topper. This one actually another one that came out of my backups. This one is like some lime green hex glitters and micro bars, as well as some scattered hollows. It's definitely a really fun one, especially over other bright colors. And I don't really mind the mini bars in this one. It's just that I don't need two of this polish, so I am giving up my extra. The next one is another China Glaze. This is a beautiful teal metallic-y looking polish. For me, I just have a lot of teal polishes and blue polishes that I don't wear, and that's okay. This one is Don't Teal My Vibe, love the name, and it is really pretty. It's just not one that I pull for. This next one is one I wish I could train myself to love. This one is a super sheer hot pink. It is the most beautiful jelly polish. This one almost converted me to be a sheer lover. This does look beautiful over long natural nails, and I'm sure it does over any length of nails, but when I saw this over my nails all being the same length, it just looked so cool. They looked like little pool floaties or something. Like, it reminded me of jelly sandals in the best way, and I love the tone on this one. This is called Side Stage by LA Colors, and oh my gosh, it did almost convert me. I love this polish. I just don't love shears. Unfortunately, I'm not a person that loves seeing my nail line, and I just couldn't do it. So yeah, if you love that look, this polish is absolutely gorgeous. Next up, I have an OPI here. This one is actually a beautiful hollow polish. This one is like a scattered buildable hollow. You can use it as a topper, which is what I intended to get it for, but it's so thick. So for a topper, you really gotta want to glop it on. This one is definitely more of a buildable hollow, and it's more scattered. I mean, it does have a linear effect to some extent, but it's much larger pigment than most of the linear hollows that I've seen. But it is very beautiful. This one is Tinker Thinker Winker by OPI. I just don't need a backup bottle of it. These next two are the other two Broadway Nails polishes that I wanted to put together in the bundle with those other two. Again, no names on these, but this one is like a bright green, and this one is a yellow, but it has all these beautiful glitters in there as well. It's kind of like a chock full jelly, which I really love. I just don't really love yellows on me. So yeah, these are in the Broadway bundle, but they can be separated. Next up, I've got a super beautiful metallic China Glaze. This is one I think I've shown on my channel before. I love this polish, but I just have so many things that look exactly like it. It's gotta go. This one is Chroma Cool. Definitely one of my favorite silvers from China Glaze. I just don't need it. Same with this next one, another silvery polish by China Glaze. This one is more of a charcoaly silver. This one, I don't know. I just don't really pull for the darker silver polishes. I like the more standard, lighter silvers. This one is Sleigh Bells Ring, and this one definitely was from a Christmas line, but it is a beautiful polish. I just don't need it. I don't even think I've worn this polish before, but I did let somebody use this for a mani that does love grays. I probably just should have let them have this polish. This next one is a Pacifica polish. This was actually my only polish by them. This one was Unicorn Horn. It's got this really pretty, like, red glow to it, which I have used for a topper on many occasions. It is definitely really pretty, but I can part with it. I don't really pull for it like I used to, and yeah. I have an Alchemy lacquer here. This one is Wicked Lass. It is this beautiful fall tone, shifty, flaky balm. It's gorgeous. I love this polish. I just have so many fall tone polishes, and this one is not one I pull for anymore. It is absolutely stunning though. I just hope it finds a home that loves it as much as I did. It is definitely a pretty one. You cannot find this one anymore either. I've got another Nicole by OPI here. It's a really pretty blue cream polish, and this one is I See You and Raise You. I just have so many blue polishes, and this one definitely pulls my skin on the pink side. This next one is a really sparkly plum polish. It's kind of like a berry tone. This one is in LA Colors, and this one I think was a double that grandma had. I ended up with it, and it's just not my color. I haven't worn it yet, and I'm not really drawn to wear it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let go of this one. The name is off of this one. The number is here. But yeah, this one is a pretty one, just not one I'm personally drawn to. This next one is a really peanut buttery looking metallic glittery polish. It has like this larger shimmer particle, and I don't know, it almost looks like it has a silver shimmer going on. It keeps blinding the camera, but it is a champagne metallic type of polish, and this one is called Toasted Up. Just another metallic, and I have too many of them. This next one is a Night Owl lacquer. I am actually kind of surprised I'm getting rid of it, but I don't know. It just didn't stun me when I wore it. It is a beautiful polish. It's a really gorgeous hollow polish, and it is also a green to red multi-chrome polish. So that is really fun and funky. This one is called Haunted Forest, and this was a polish pickup polish back from September of last year. Really pretty one. It is definitely really different and interesting amongst my hollow polishes, but I guess I'm just not really drawn to the dark polishes right now, so that's probably why I didn't love it as much as I thought I might. This next one is another Pretty Woman type of topper. This one is a really sheer, like glass fleck particle type of topper. I don't think this one will build up. It has been swatched. I did try to build it up, and I don't really think it works out. It is just meant to be like a topper. It's just not one that I'm going to be pulling for. When I want a topper, I want something dynamic. This next one is a Sassy Sauce polish. This is like a bright lime green polish with this deep red shimmer and some hollow flake. Really a pretty polish, and I have worn this one for 2 or 3 manicures, but I'm just not in love with it the way I was before. It's pretty weird because it's definitely a really fun and interesting one. And when I first got it, I really enjoyed wearing it. But now, I don't know. I feel like it definitely pulls my skin into that pinky tone. And now that I'm more aware of that, I think that's what's making me not like it as much. But yeah, ignorance is bliss for that whole aspect. This was a beautiful polish. It still is. It's just not one I see myself pulling for anymore. This is a discontinued one from Sassy Sauce. It is such a fun one. I don't know why they got rid of it. It's so cool. This one is Kiss My Grass. I love the name too on this one. And that red shimmer does shift from red to gold to green. This next one's a fun and funky topper. This is actually a backup. I don't need 2 of the same, but it is a fun one. This is Sally Hansen Color Forenzy. They say they're textured nail polishes. They're not really. They're just glitters. You can smooth them with a top coat. This one is called Splattered, and this one has some small pink bar glitters, some pink hex glitters, and some black hex glitters, along with some golden metallic hex. So it's definitely a fun and funky one, but I definitely don't need 2. Same with this next one from the same brand. This one is like a yellow one with some really light pastel hex and some silver hollow hex. I feel like the pastel ones have faded, but I'm not 100% sure. I did get doubles of these, and they look the same as mine, but I feel like they are older polishes, and it's possible that they may have faded. But either way, it's still a fun topper. I just don't need two of them. This one is called Fruit Spritz. Next up, I have a cuticula polish here. This one was actually from my first polish order from Polish Pickup. This one is Dreams Take Flight 2.0 from Polish Pickup Rewind back in 2022. This one has a lot going on in it. The main aspect is the orange and yellow circle glitters, which do get trapped throughout and give it a very fun glowing look. And then there are some smaller like golden hex, shreds, shards, and like micro flakies. So there's definitely a lot going on. It's a beautiful polish. It's just not one that I grab for anymore. I have worn this one twice. It's just not my jam the way it used to be. It's just one of those darker polishes that I'm not pulling for. The next one is a super hard to find Lin B Designs thermal polish. I have scoured the internet for this and nobody seems to have it. It is absolutely stunning. It is this like deep navy polish, but it does go into a black. And this one has all these beautiful hollow glitter mix in there. And this one is called Irresistible Onion. Just another really deep dark polish, and I'm just not pulling for those right now. One more Revlon Ultra HD snap here, and this one is Grounded. This is definitely one of my favorite deeper purples in my collection. Definitely a dusty one. It almost has a pastel quality to it with the dustiness that it holds, but it's still in my darker realm of polishes. Definitely one of my favorite creams though. This one I was a little bit hesitant of giving up a backup, but I can always get it again. It is readily available, but at this time I'm not going through it at a rate where I think I need to hold a backup of it. This next one's a really fun and funky one. This one's actually a magnetic from Swamp Gloss. This one has this really beautiful shimmer that does shift. You can kind of see it going from this purpley plum tone into that red into that gold. But that shimmer is what you can pull into a magnetic strip or heart or whatever shape magnet you are working with. So that's pretty cool. And this one is actually from Polish and Beauty Expo from a couple of years ago. This one was in my VIP swag bag, and this one is definitely really cool. The thing is, I don't wear them. They're in that darker shade range that I just don't pull for, and this is not the only one like it in here. This one does have some flakies in there as well. You mostly see them on the extreme angles on this side of the bottle. In the light, you don't really see them because of the shimmer, but when you pull that magnetic, all you see is flakies on either side, so that's pretty cool. But I'm also destashing this one. This one is one of those kind of siblings to this polish. It has those same blue looking hex glitters, and then it has a magnetic pull type of shimmer. This one's Monkyo, and this one is from Hella Handmade Creations back in January of last year. But I don't ever pull for these, so I am destashing both of them. There have been other ones that I've wanted to grab just because they are this finish. I've seen 3 other ones to be exact, but I'm now glad that I did not grab them because I am now destashing them. They are absolutely stunning polishes though, I must say. These are both harder to find now, and I just really adore them both, but I know somebody else will too, so I'm giving them up. I've got a Revlon from their regular line here. This one's called Radiant, and this one is like a super bright metallic blue glitter, but it does have some large silver metallic hex as well as some green metallic hex. So this is a buildable glitter, but I'm sure it could be used as a topper as well. I did use one manicure out of this, but it's just not the tone of blue that I really pull for anymore, but it is definitely a cool glitter polish. I've got a Grace Full lacquer here. This one totally reminded me of the Matrix, y'all. I had to have it. It's almost like a black base with these green flakies, and these green flakies do shift from green into blue into purple and even some pinks on extreme angles. So it's definitely a really beautiful one. I like it a lot. But when I wore it on myself, I wasn't too thrilled. Again, I'm just not too attracted to dark polishes on myself right now, which is really a shame because polishes like this, they really make me wish I could just like dark polishes. It's just so beautiful. This one is Rainforest Raindrops from Polish Pickup Rewind of last year. This is one of my China Glaze backup polishes. This is a prugly, like greenish brown type of color with some little bit of sparkle in there. You can kind of see them twinkling. Some of the particles are bigger than others. There is like a yellow gold shimmer, and then there is like more of a silvery gold, almost a greeny gold, large particle shimmer. So it's definitely a really interesting, cool one. Not like anything I've really seen before. And it almost takes on a golden tone. And it has like a green brown undertone. I don't know. It's so hard to describe, but it's really easy to love. This one is Mind the Gap. Again, this one is a backup. I just don't need 2 bottles of it. I don't wear it that often, so I'm gonna go ahead and give up my backup. I've got another Crystal Knockout here. This one is a very ethereal, light, pretty, fairy-like polish. It is very dainty. It has like a blue glow and some very, very dainty pink flakies. I adjusted the light so you can see that a little bit. Here are those flakies and that shimmer, that blue shimmer. But the flakies are just so small, so cute. And then it's in a very sheer pinky base. It's a little bit dusty. I feel like this one could be either built up on its own or used as a topper. It probably is meant to be a sheer polish though. It is definitely very dainty and pretty. This one is Weekend in the City, and this one was for Polish and Beauty Expo last year. This one came in our swag bags. This is an absolutely gorgeously stunning polish, but I probably would only use it as a topper, and I don't think I would pull for it that often, so I'm gonna let it go to somebody who can truly appreciate it. This next one is a Colores de Carol. This one is a beautiful deep green linear hollow. You can see those rainbows chasing around the bottle. It's just so pretty. This one is called Wild Avocado and definitely perfectly named with that deep green tone. Super pretty, but again with the dark polish thing. This next one is a Sally Hansen Complete Manicure. This one's a really pretty blue shifty polish. This one goes from blue to purple to pink to green in extreme angles. So it's definitely a really fun one. It's like a frosty blue, and then it goes into all of those shifty colors in the more extreme angles and darker lighting. This one is called Seersucker. This next one is an older Linby Designs. This one is a deep charcoal large particle hollow. This one has definitely a lot of little rainbows going on in there. This one is like a large particle linear. It does do the linear action. Here you can kind of see the rainbows building up on the sides, but it is a large particle, so it's definitely different than most of the linear hollow in my collection. But I will say this one is really kind of a pain to clean up. This one has those large particles that kind of get messy everywhere, but it is such a beautiful polish. But this is another metallic that just hit the chopping block for me. This one is However, Whatever, Whenever by Linby Designs. I've got another one of my China Glaze backups here. This one I was just enamored with at the beginning of my polish journey. This one is definitely reading really boringly on camera. It has a really pretty pink shimmer to it, and it has these really twinkly, sparkly, like large particle, shimmery particles. And there's a lot of different shimmers going on. So this one I feel like is really a transformative topper. It can be built up on its own, but this one I love putting over different colors to see what it will do. But this is one that I thought I needed multiple bottles of. So this is not my only backup, but I am keeping some things for giveaways. This one's going in the shop, but I am definitely holding a few of my other backups of this one. I had like 5 bottles of this polish, you guys. Seriously, like I really, really loved it. Not that I don't anymore, but seriously, I don't need 5 bottles. This next one is a Bee's Knees lacquer. Gosh, this is such a beautiful polish. It is that deep blurply kind of base with that greeny blue shimmer that does shift. And this one is called Love Hurts. This one is marked because this was my backup bottle. And this one is a Hella Handmade Creations polish back from February of last year. It's definitely a stunning Doomacorn sibling, but I do not need 2 bottles of it. At the time, I was so enthused with the Doomacorn siblings. And now I don't really understand why, because they're beautiful. They are, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love them, but I don't need every one, and a lot of them are really sheer. This one is really beautiful. It's probably one of my favorites, but I still don't think I need 2 bottles of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give up my second bottle. This next one is a really cool Linby Designs. This one is called You Can Do It, and this one was the Black Friday mystery from a couple years ago. This one has a really interesting shimmer, which is kind of hard to pick up, but there is also 2 different sizes of hollow in there, as well as like a golden shimmer. The golden shimmer may be coming from the same shimmer that is like a red shimmer in there. It's like a pinky red to gold to green, maybe. It's so hard to tell with all the hollow going on. There's really just so much going on in this bottle. But I'm not really a red polish wearer, and it's kind of in that metallic-y zone. I just don't see myself pulling for it much, and I hope somebody can find it and love it, because it's definitely a super interesting weird one, and I really do love it, but I know I won't wear it, so this one's got to go. I've got another Nicole by OPI. This one is a deep, like foily blue looking polish. It's such a fun one. It's like a blue metallic shimmery particle. And this one is called Party in the Penthouse. And it is a very deep, fun one. This one is one that I was kind of contemplating, but the reality is I'm not going to be pulling for it. I just really like the way it looks in the bottle. I love gemmy tones like this, but most of them I don't end up liking on me. These kind of deep, more like winter fall type of gem tones. Yeah, I really do like it, but not something I'll ever wear. So this one can move on. This bottle though is like halfway through the bottle, because at one time I loved deep blues like this, but I just don't anymore, and that's okay. I've got another Colores de Carol polish here. This one is a really pretty white Crelly. This one has a lot of red elements here. We've got some red bars. We've got some red hollows in square, hex, mini hex, and medium hex. So a lot going on there. And then there is like a little small particle gold shimmer going on in there. Just, again, a lot going on in this polish, but it's really pretty. I have used this for a couple different manicures, both for Valentine's, and I actually used this for kind of a abstract 4th of July nail art with a blue jelly polish that has stars in it, kind of a star and stripe type of abstract art. I don't know, it turned out really cute. But other than using it for things like that, like I don't really see myself pulling for this polish much. The same times that I would wear this, say like Valentine's Day, I have another white and red Crelly that I like much more, and I see myself pulling for more than this one, so I am going to let this one go. This one was another Hella Handmade Creations, I believe. This one was from November 2021, and this one I actually got in a mystery bag. I've got an LA Colors Glitter Vibes. This one is so pretty, but do I have a pearl for it? Not really. It's got these like purple glitters. They're like hollow, wavy looking glitters. It's really hard to describe. Like the hollow looks like it's moving in a wave formation, if that makes any sense. And then it's got all these micro purple glitters. Definitely a really nice topper. This one's called Purple Rotzi. It's just not one that I pull for anymore. I can't believe I'm letting this one go, but this is Great Lakes Lacquer Kitschita Kippy. This is such a beautiful polish, and it is one of my very first indie polishes that kind of got me going and made me fall in love with all these other polishes that I have in my collection. So it holds a place in my heart, but I don't feel like that's the reason I should keep it. I should keep it because I love wearing it. But the reality is, I don't really wear tealy polishes like this. It is beautiful. It's stunning in the bottle. But look at how pink my hands look holding that bottle. It just doesn't look good on me. That is okay. I will pass it on and somebody will love it. I know many people have this on their in search of list, so yeah, I'm putting it out there for someone who's been looking for it, and somebody else having the joy of finding it makes me happy. So yeah, this one I am letting go of. This next one is a backup. This one is a China Glaze. This one is a limited edition from the Givers collection. This one is the Outer Edge. It is a white hex glitter with a scattered silver glitter. I just feel like this is such a dainty, beautiful polish. I love, love, love this as a topper for winter, but really anytime, it's just so nice. This one I do have another backup of, I believe. I don't know. I don't need multiple bottles of it. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I've got another Danny Vianna gift with purchase polish. You can see the reflectives without me even turning on the flash. And there is some beautiful star glitters, some circle glitters. It's just such a beautiful polish. This is again in that kind of dark polish range that I'm not pulling for, but this one doesn't have a name. It's again that Brindy name, Brindy meaning freebie. So I don't know. These polishes are much harder to find because they don't have names and because they were never released for purchase. These were literally only ever given as gifts with purchase. So only some people have them. For me, I'm giving this one up because I just know I'm not going to pull for it, even though I love star glitters and I love circle glitters. Like, it's totally up my alley. Look too at these reflectives. Oh my goodness, just so pretty to look at. This one's definitely a night sky polish, so I'm going to let go of this one, even though I absolutely adore it in the bottle. And last, but certainly not least, we have this beautiful multichromatic, beautiful metallic multichromatic fresh paint polish. This one is definitely hard to describe. It's got like a pinky base and it's got this like bluish silvery green metallic face, and that does shift from gold to green to blue to purple to pink to red on extreme angles. So this is like the most beautiful multichromatic rainbowy metallic-y looking polish. It's so wild, and this one takes on almost a bluey goldish face when you are in most lightings, but then in certain lightings it really comes alive. It's just such a cool polish, but I don't need 2 bottles. This one is the Upside Down by Fresh Paint. So this is the last one for this D-stash.
But this is everything in the D-stash. This is all posted for your shopping pleasure. Again, the link will be down in the description box for my shop link, as well as a referral link in case you're not signed up for Mercari yet, and that will give you $10 to shop for your first order as well. And again, you don't have to use it in my shop. Whew, was that a long video? But that's it for this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until next time, friends, thanks so much for hanging with me.